Well, welcome back to another episode of Buffalo Happy Hour. Mike, what's up?
So I have a question for you and an answer for you.
Are you going to answer the same question that you tell me?
No.
Oh.
That would defeat the purpose.
Am I supposed to be posing you a question?
No. I'm just hitting you off the top.
Where's this answer coming from then?
Because you asked 2 weeks ago? Last week?
Oh, okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Yeah, it was last week. Episode 29.
29.
All right. So to answer your question, I have the lower end subscription of Hulu, so I don't get the show you want me to watch.
Sinner. Yeah.
Sinner.
Yep.
Yeah, The Sinner. Can't watch that. So that's the answer. I have the $4 or $5 a month subscription.
Yep.
So that's annoying.
I have the same one, so you're fine. You can watch it.
I can't. I literally searched it, and then it said, due to your subscription, you can't watch this.
Oh, no. You're right.
Okay.
Because I have Sling, and Sling is live.
Do you only have Sling because Nick Offerman supports it?
No, but that sounds really good. I could see where you went with that, and you're pretty close. But no, that's not why I have it. But, wow, my bars are high. Hold on. But, so I have Sling, and Sling has it live. And then once the season's done, it goes on Netflix, not Hulu. So it's on Netflix.
What in the world? All right, fine. I'll search it tonight and see if I can find it.
The first two seasons are.
Okay.
So the Matt Bomer season is not. It's coming out on Netflix once this season is done. And do you watch The Blacklist too? Mm-hmm. The Blacklist is just starting their next season, I think.
Really?
Yeah. So that should the previous season should be on Netflix now too.
Okay.
Pumped.
Yeah.
Love that show.
Yeah, that's a good
James
show.
Spader's my man. All right, but anyway, let's take a step back, man. Let's introduce today's episode.
Nope.
Today's episode 30.
Today is episode 30.
And I want the record to show, Mike last week said, the only hat I ever wear is Clemson. And then here he comes in with a Cabela's-sponsored club hat.
Yeah, hashtag not a sponsor. Again, if they want to sponsor, please feel free to. That'd be sweet. Also, another shout-out for Clemson. Again, I'm wearing orange. If you want to sponsor either our podcast or me as an individual, please let me know.
Never gets old.
So, the question that I have for you.
Yep.
Have you seen Forensic Files yet? Oh, my God.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yep, I did. I watched it the other night. We were going to sleep because we were on the couch ready to fall asleep. Mm-hmm. And I was scrolling through Sling and I saw Forensic Files 2. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. Nice, man. Loved it.
Right?
Loved it, yeah.
Now you got to watch an OG
good.
episode from Forensic Files.
Was it filmed back in the 80s where camera quality was not very good?
80s, 90s, but you know it. It's got the bars on either side of the screen because it's still
It's
widescreen or whatever. Yeah, it's a riot.
It was pretty good though.
Right?
Yeah.
Real case.
I could see how you can get hooked to it.
Each episode's only 30 minutes, and
Right.
you're just like, wow, that actually happened. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Stuffing people into suitcases, throw them overboard. Dude, it's crazy.
Did you expect me to watch an episode?
I'm pleasantly surprised.
So that was a no.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's funny.
So we're drinking a very good Kentucky bourbon today.
Mm-hmm. Tell them about it.
All right, so it's Larceny. We are drinking the small batch Larceny 92 proof, and it is a non-local bourbon that is very good. This is what we already considered on the Bourbon Talk with Justin Hartman. Once again, that was a good time. We will be posting that sometime soon, so feel free to check that out. But this is an everyday drinker, specifically after work, if you had a hard day. So a few things to touch on. This whiskey won Double Gold in 2019 at the International Consumer Tasting SIP Awards. It also won gold in 2019 at the International Wine and Spirits Comp with a score of 95. Their backstory is fantastic, per usual, with Kentucky bourbon. They have the roots dating back to 1870 with a man named John E. Fitzgerald. Old Fitzgerald first registered in 1880 and then sold to Poppy Van Winkle during Prohibition. And then Poppy moved the production of Old Fitz to his new distillery. From there, Mr. Fitzgerald's had the keys to the barrel house, which I want to touch on something involving keys that will lead into this episode's discussion segment, which I'm excited about. He would use his keys to taste from the best barrels and eventually became known as the Fitzgerald barrels. So a few things for us to note is that the color of this whiskey is like a straight copper. We'll get into the taste of it and the nose of it, but I'm very excited for cocktail section and to rate this whiskey and for our first beep because it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, so did you touch on like the whole part of how it happened? Like him getting the keys?
No, you can.
No, you do it. You have the notes. About how he got the keys to the Rick House and started stealing it.
Yeah, started tasting from the best barrels.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I touched on that. Okay. You were working for those not watching on YouTube, Derek was working the sound to make sure we're up to speed.
I just wanted to make sure that you touched on it, because that's the sickest part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you imagine working somewhere and then just going in and like stealing a little sippy sip and getting the best of the best and then just being like, yeah, this is mine now.
Right, and it's claimed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Dude's an OG.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about this bottle, which we'll get into when we do the whiskey rating, is they embrace the name of that rebellious young man, because this is like fully based off of larceny and the logo is the key and it all ties together.
Absolutely.
We love our good stories. It's what our whole podcast is based off of.
Sure do.
So,
which leads us into what I wanted to touch on.
Yeah. What do you mean these keys? What can you possibly...
Yes, first beep.
What's
yes,
up?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm stealing this. Anyways. Okay. No, you're fine.
No, it's all you, bro.
Neg.
What?
That's short for negative. Do you hate me yet? Okay, so two things I want to touch on. First and foremost, you're wearing a collared shirt and a plum Under Armour quarter zip pullover.
Yeah, we could tell somebody here works on a podcast and the other person should be probably a CEO.
And first of all... I'm about to get up, walk across this 6-foot table, and whoop your candy ass. Anyways, I'm wearing jogger sweatpants and a Clemson dry fit shirt and a Cabela's hat because I'm having a horrible hair day. Dude, your hair hasn't grown like a half inch in 3 months.
Yes, it has.
No, it hasn't.
My hair grows really quick, actually.
Oh, yeah. Look at your hair. Dude, it's barely touching your ears.
No, it is. Like, it's just tucked
barely
behind. It's just tucked behind.
No, dude, mine's...
I literally got it cut like a day before all this started happening. I had insider information, and I'm like, I need my haircut soon.
I'm so upset at how your hair is where mine was a month ago.
Dude, mine is so much longer than yours right now.
No way.
Are you kidding me? The top?
After this, I'm going to wet my hair and comb it straight down,
right
and
now.
you will see. No. I'm not going to
lick
bust
your
out.
palm and put it up.
It's so
Take
gross.
your hat off. Let's see it.
No.
Why not?
Because it was wet after my morning shower, and then I combed it over, and then I sprayed it with hair gel, or hairspray. Yeah, I sprayed it with hair gel. You go, Mike. First one of the episode. Every week I say something stupid. So I sprayed it with hairspray and let it sit there, and then that's how I went to work. And then after work, I threw my hat on and wanted to live in shame. Just shame.
So right now it still has the hairspray in?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, just take it off. Let's see it.
No.
Looking like freaking Tiger King over here.
Dude, it's terrible. Dude. Terrible.
But yeah, so I got my khakis on. I thought might as well, right? It's a Monday. I got to get the motivation to actually go to real work today.
Right. So
I got up, made the bed, dressed nice, and was like, let's tackle the day.
Interesting.
It's not going very well. And now I'm drinking whiskey.
Now we're drinking whiskey, so it's going better.
Yeah. Wow.
So, thing that I wanted to touch on with the keys.
Yes, please.
I started marathoning the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Really?
Yeah. Have you seen all of them? Like front to back in order?
I don't know. How many are there now?
Well, now there's 5.
5?
Yeah, dude. I lost track of 3.
They're all with Johnny Depp?
The ones I've seen so far have him in there. Right?
I think I've seen the first 2. And then once they came up with the third, I'm like, I'm done.
Really?
This is getting repetitive for me.
It's still interesting. I'm just watching them all.
It's a Disney show, right?
I mean, Disney, sure. Disney made it, but...
Why it's horrible.
You're making it really easy for me to just get out of my chair right now. Unbelievable.
So there's 5 of them. What is this one called now?
The last
Parts
one?
of the Caribbean Sorcerer's Stone or some shit?
No, they're not blending Harry Potter. Also, great movies.
Haven't seen any of them.
We're going to get kicked off of YouTube for that comment, let alone losing all of our subscribers. How have you, seriously, not even read a book? Nothing?
Come on.
Okay, why
The
not?
read a book is the easy part. Never read a book at all. I honestly don't think I've ever read a full book.
Speaking of books, did you ever read any book that we got in college that we were forced
Literally
to buy?
just told you I never read any book.
Yeah, but that's like personal reading. Like we were kind of forced to buy
no.
and then look at.
Even in high school, when we were required to read, what was those Spark Note and everything? I've never read an actual book ever.
You just read like segments that you needed?
I just read Spark Notes. I never opened up a book and read it.
I think you
Or-
should. I think everybody should do that.
We'll see.
You just got to find the right book.
I was thinking about buying Dan Crenshaw, not a sponsor, but his book because that seemed interesting. And then I also wanted to buy Edward Snowden's book because that seemed interesting. But everything right now will come in 14 months later. I bought this thing, the net for my golf simulator on April 1st. Still hasn't even shipped yet. Dude, I'm pissed.
I mean, rightfully so. But how have you never read like Hatchet or any required reading when you were in elementary school?
Hatchet?
Oh my god.
What is Hatchet?
It's you're like frying my brain. It's a kid that basically goes in the woods and like is forced to live, and all he has is a hatchet. It's kind of like My Side of the Mountain.
I don't even think we were required to read that in school.
What about Of Mice and Men?
We were required to read that.
So you've opened. You didn't?
No.
You just used Spark Notes.
Yeah.
I can't fathom this right now.
What? There's no benefit. So, I probably have some sort of ADD because I can't have my attention on one thing at once. So, I'm always thinking of something. That's why I struggle to read. I know how to read. It's just I can't sit down and read a book because then my mind just wanders. I struggle to run because it's the same thing. I just keep thinking of other stuff other than how I should be running.
You have to use that to your advantage.
What do you mean?
Specifically while working out. You got to tweak that so it's like I just mentally drift and don't think about what I'm doing and it's all subconscious.
Yeah, and then I'll die.
What? Why would you die?
Drop
It's
the
just
weight
cruise
on me.
control.
Yeah, no, because then I'll go into some sort of alternate universe and then drop the weight on my chest.
Well, I'm
And
only
then dead.
I'm only talking about cardiovascular exercises, not weightlifting.
You don't gotta use fancy words with me.
I mean, apparently, because you never read a book. How do you have a vocabulary if you never read?
I mean, I listen to everything. If I had, I don't know why this light's shining through this window right into my pearly eyes.
It's because your
but-
ancestors are screaming at you from the heavens.
No, they're probably good job, Derek. I mean, I'll listen to things. Right now, I listen to podcasts literally my whole day. And that's how I get all my knowledge. Me reading about friggin' George and Huck Finn, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. George and who's that other dude and
Lenny.
Lenny, there you go. George and Lenny. Me reading about them isn't going to do me any good. They're fictional characters. What the hell do I care?
What about history?
That's where I listen to stuff. So I'll listen or watch History Channel or listen to some podcast to tell the history, not read a book. Reading, it won't comprehend with me. So if I just start reading, I'll just get lost in the words, and then I'll start my eyes will be physically reading it, but my mind will be oh, I wonder if I can have pizza again tonight. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that? You can sit down and read and comprehend everything?
Yeah, depending on what I'm reading.
Oh, no.
If I'm bored to death, then no, I can't. But anytime I read nonfiction, any type of military or war or history, I'm into it, and it holds my attention.
I can read articles and stuff that are, I don't know, easy, not easy reads, but short and quick reads.
Yeah.
Little articles or
Excerpts.
yeah, excerpts, or even the summary at the bottom or whatever like that. I can read those, but if I was to sit down and read a chapter, I would get lost. I would have no idea where I am.
You're so interesting.
Thanks, man. That was nice of you.
Still want to whoop your ass.
It's just it never tickled my fancy, I would so much rather hear something because it would get ingrained in my brain more. And if I had to, like, I can type a book, write a book. Can't read one. Can't do it.
Interesting. I feel like you have to ask me a question now because I've drilled you since we started.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Why are you the way that you are?
Yeah, I don't know. Every therapist asks me that question too. Jesus.
What have you been up to this week since we've been another week in quarantino?
Another week in quarantino.
Might be essential.
Go to work, come home from work, wash everything that I wore that day. Wash my hands as soon as I get in the house. And then make dinner, go to sleep, repeat. Kind of like Groundhog Day. Weekends is when it gets interesting. Still working on the basement. Painting that. Takes a lot of paint.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time. But it's worth it. So it's coming together. Almost done with that. And then we can start working on the finishing touches like wall decor, hanging the TV, running wire, all that stuff. Yeah. Just trying to get it done.
Do you have like masks or anything that you've been wearing?
At work?
Yeah, anything that you bought off Amazon. I see that they're, who is it? Was it Pulling Cars or something? Posted a link saying we're trying to combat price gouging. Oh. Where people are selling a 10-pack of masks for like $80. It's like, all right. They're not that expensive.
No.
Do you have masks or are you just free-willing it?
Mixture of both. My mother-in-law makes them.
Oh,
so
cool.
She's out in Syracuse, so she mailed some to us. So I keep that like on me, but I don't wear a mask.
No.
It's
tough, man. So Jean is a teacher, Journey's a teacher, and one of her students' parents makes masks, and they sent us 2 of them. So we got 2 of them upstairs, but we got like some of the comfy ones. If you get somebody that makes a mask, they're very comfy because they aren't the strings that go around your ears is tight, and it's a little bit more forgiving because it's cloth, and you can manipulate cloth a little bit more than you can manipulate some of the materials that the actual masks are made out of. Mm-hmm. Granted, they're not as effective, but they are a little bit easier to wear. The company that we actually did to build this table, our buddy Nick and Lisa, they also are making a mask extension to where it just goes back behind your neck, and you can hook the strings back into this little, what is it, a piece of wood? They texted you? Do you want to read it off? Do you got it?
I don't. I have it on my phone. It's a mess. That's why I said it's on my phone. And now we're using my phone to record. Yeah. But essentially, they're designing and making masks for as many people as possible. What we'll do is we're getting photos from them, and then we can post the photo with the full-on description, and then a way to get them if you're interested. So it's a mandate. You got to do it. It is what it is. The current mandate is when you're in places that you cannot maintain 6 feet for social distancing, wear a mask or a scarf or fabric or something in front of your word hole to prevent the spread. So like I said, I have my mother-in-law's on me, and then I'm getting a mask from work tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
And then I'll have that, but it's not designed to be worn forever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, right. If it's dirty, it's supposed to be thrown away, and then you get a new one that's clean. But due to this shortage, welcome to the day in the life of anybody in the military. You're short on equipment, you're short on time, and you're short on money. Make it work. Yeah. So this is it. My
coworker actually just stated today that she heard that the guy who created the N95 mask retired, and now he's coming out of retirement to help them build a sanitation product that will be used to clean these masks, so you don't have to throw them out after every Singletary use.
Right.
So he's going to be helping create this product to be able to clean them and sanitize them. But basically, so Queen City Creative Works, you can go follow them on Instagram. Nick and Lisa, they're making these straps that go back behind your head, and what it's meant to do is to have the strings attached to the piece of wood, the really thin piece of wood or whatever they're making behind your head, plastic, I think it is. So it's attaching back there. That way it relieves the pressure off of the back of your ears, which is what a lot of healthcare professionals and essential workers have been complaining about because their ears are starting to hurt, rightfully so. If you're wearing a mask 13 hours a day, it's going to hurt your ears.
Yeah.
So this is meant to relieve some of the pressure of the strings that are pulling on your ears and have it pull on your that plastic piece in the back and being supported by the back of your neck and the back of your head.
Nice, because it'll distribute the force across your entire neck.
Exactly,
That's
rather
awesome.
than just on the base of your ear. So they're actually giving them away for free. And if anybody wants them, like if you have any need for them at all, go check them out. Their Instagram is Queen City Creative Works. They're making them. They're trying to help everybody out that is an essential worker. If you need a mask, go grab one of these because it'll make a lifetime of difference, and your ears will definitely thank you for that.
Yeah. Good deal. That's awesome.
Yep. Good people over there. They do great work. So it's definitely going to be a quality product that's going to last. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at this table.
I know.
Table's beautiful. Also, we erased the whiteboard. Took a picture of it beforehand. We'll be posting that soon. But we expanded it for 6 rows now instead of 8. Mike, do you want to tell them why? Yeah, you do. Tell them.
Well, I had the wonderful idea of creating seasons, not realizing all the logistics behind that.
Summer, winter, fall, and spring.
Yeah, so then we're like, well, we'll do a new season every year. So right now we're in season 2 because we started in 2019. It's now 2020. Obviously, you can all look at a calendar that's been made. So from there, I said, why don't we get into like season 2.2, 2.3, 2.4 for every quarter? Goodness. Cheers. And as the quarters pass, we can update the board. And then Derek said, yeah, but math. And I said, well, what do you mean? What's the math behind it? And then you laid out the wondrous plans of the math behind it, which is what numbers again?
Math guy, you know.
Yeah.
So basically, if we're doing it every quarter, and there's 4 quarters in a year, and each quarter will contain about 12 weeks, so we need 12 spots for each board. That way we're not stopping and erasing the full board once we get to line number 2 at one time. So now we got 6. So that means every 2 boards that we fill up will be changing the season. Make it easier for us.
And for the viewers.
And for the viewers. Who I notice now with this recording setup cannot see the board.
That's why we post photos.
That's why I post photos.
Yes.
But yeah, so hopefully when we post photos too, we made these a little bit bigger. That way you can actually see what we're writing for the initial taste. Mm-hmm. Instead of the very squinting that you have to do just to see anything that we write up there. So hopefully this is a little bit better.
I'm excited.
We're doing it for everybody.
What I'm also excited about is what our upcoming projects entail.
I was going to point that out. Michael, take it away.
So, you and I have been discussing ways to spend money because what else would we do?
Because Papa Donnie got us our stimulus.
Yeah. Because Uncle Don said $1,200 for everyone. So here we are. So instead of investing or saving or, logically using to boost the economy, we're going to boost our own products. Just kidding. It's probably not coming out of that because the stimulus check is just literally your tax.
Mine's already sent. So
Right, on a water heater.
Yep.
It's in advance on next year's tax return. So if you didn't know, now you know. So if you're expected to get $2,000 next year in your taxes, you're only going to get $800 because $1,200 was already sent to you. So that's how that's going to work. If you didn't read the Congress website, that's your quick brief.
Sounds like a you problem.
Sounds like a you problem. Or you could just be like me and always give them no money, and then you never get a return, and then you owe, and then you're miserable. But anyways, the upcoming projects, what we want to do is we want to create different content viewing pleasures for all glorious 119 subscribers.
Yes.
So we are looking into getting a different camera setup. We're looking at getting a drone. We're looking at getting licensed with the FAA. We're looking at doing all different types of things that involve videography to then create more content in different avenues, i.e. a golf channel, where it would probably just be integrated with our own current channel just to keep it easy, and then just create more content for you guys. So you can watch my handicap of 305 as well as Derek's handicap of 2, and then you can enjoy someone killing a bird in a tree and then actually somebody hitting it down the fairway. So I'm fairly excited for that, as well as different special interviews with videography there. But we're just trying to really grow artistically to make it better for you guys, so it's not the same thing every episode with every business and everything else that we do.
A lot of these distilleries really took either time to build a place that is beautiful and should be showcased, or also inhabited a historic area, so they should have their area be showcased in a different way than us just taking a photo of it. Like, take Finger Lakes, for example. Finger Lakes Distilling, we did the interview with Brian McKenzie there. His establishment was modeled after the Scottish distilleries, where it's white on black on red. And it is a beautiful, beautiful sight to see, especially with the lakes in the background.
Yeah.
Our phones isn't going to do it justice. If we had a drone there and we could fly it over that lake and look at that distillery, it would give a complete different viewing experience for our listeners. And that's just something that, I mean, are we going to make any money off of it? No. Who cares? It's going to be fun for us to do. Yep. You and I enjoy doing this, so let's just do it for our viewers too.
Yeah. We really just want to grow this hobby and keep us entertained, because like we said, we both have ADD, where reading is not our strong suit. Mm-hmm. So we want to do something that...
Reading is not my strong suit at all.
Right. So now we're going to read different requirements. You're playing with that lighting.
I'm going blind.
There's a rainbow on your face.
I'm going blind. I hope this is good for our viewing experience for our listeners. Dude, this is like bad. So I'm going to start like going under to like I'm boxing like Bob and Swerve, you know? Because this is just going right in my face.
And you got the cinder block.
Yeah. So it's really like... like, taste the rainbow, Derek. Here you go. But... we're going to just power through it, bro. Sure, I might not be able to see the color blue after this, but that's fine. But yeah, so with that too, getting new cameras, because you and I want to not have to use our phones.
Right.
And then just additional podcast equipment. Right now we're doing this just because this was our setup for our bourbon talk, and I didn't feel like putting the arms back on. But we'll see how this sounds, because I actually like my voice better using this pop filter than the other one. Just saying.
I don't care what we use. I'm just here to see you hang out.
Oh, that was cute.
Make some content for the boys.
Or the 6-foot table.
Damn right.
The Rona.
So I don't know what Journey's opening with her set of keys, but I think that's a decent segue to us getting into the cocktail section.
Let's do it.
Derek, drop that beat. What is happening?
Cocktails. I'm done. I don't know what you were doing.
I was not expecting such a deep cocktail intro. Oh my god, are you okay?
Oh my god. Ooh, okay. All right, Mike, what's your cocktail?
My cocktail is called the Inside Job.
That was mine.
No, it's not.
Go for it.
Oh my goodness. So my cocktail involves 2 ounces of Larceny whiskey, ½ ounce of simple syrup, 1 dash of Angostura bitters, 1/4 ounce of Luxord maraschino, and 1 dash of absinthe.
Absinthe?
Nailed it. So...
Rosie?
So, to make the cocktail, you build it in a mixing glass, you stir it, you pour it into an old-fashioned glass, and then you have a lemon wedge as your garnish. Oh my god.
You're right. Absinthe? Is that it? You're so innocent. I love it. All right, so mine is called the Wheat Boulevardier. And this is with 3/4 of an ounce of wheat bourbon, 3/4 of an ounce of sweet vermouth, and 3/4 of an ounce of Campari, and you garnish it with an orange peel. Mike's still laughing. He can't get over it. Dude, that was a riot.
Do you know what a current is? Fast-moving water. Oh my god.
Reference to last week's episode. If you have not watched it, go back and check it out. Why were you asking me about how many views we get on each video? Is there a reason behind it, or are you just curious?
Yeah. Wow. There's another local podcast that my buddy runs with his buddy, and they were asking me about numbers because for some reason they put us in this different tier of like this legit established podcast.
Seriously?
Yeah. And I just
it.
I just smile. But
Did they just start theirs?
yeah, they just started. They're catching up.
I mean, we're
with different
established. We're not
content, but-
successful, but we're established.
Right, yeah. We're just too stubborn to quit.
Yeah.
So, which I think they're falling into. But if you haven't checked them out, they're Low Lives Podcast on YouTube. They're also on Facebook. But,
They're falling into it?
what's that?
Did you just say they're falling into it?
They're falling into the stubborn wheel of, I can't just give up.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
When we started this, I did some research on, like, if there are any local Buffalo podcasts, and I didn't really find any.
No.
Which was a good idea for us to jump into this market. If it does take off, it'd be beneficial for us as well as the rest of Buffalo. But when I was doing some research, I found a different podcast based in New York City. And they were running for like 11 episodes, and then I just haven't heard from them again. So they probably got stubborn and quit.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's sad.
I know, you just got
It's
to
like a
power
fallen
through.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really like their content, but I enjoyed like their podcast, so you got to support podcasts.
Right.
But like they just haven't produced any content now, so I guess they're done.
No kidding.
I messaged them, like giving them some advice because it looked like they were struggling. They never responded. It's fine. I only run a successful podcast. I mean, what do I know?
Super successful. We have sponsors lining up.
Lining up. We actually do have a sponsor lined up, but we just got to get to the view level first.
I know.
So help us out, everybody. Share this video. Let everybody know what we're doing here. We're having fun.
We have a lot of stuff lined up though, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of interviews. There's a lot of future content that's just waiting to be released. We're waiting for the Rona to pass. Once that passes, we can start knocking out special interviews again. And then with different cameras, different equipment, different drones. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
The potential's out there. We're waiting to capitalize on the different opportunities.
And like you said, we're too stubborn to quit, so this is just going to keep coming.
Right.
Whether you like it or not, so you might as well share it because we're sticking around.
What time are we at? How are we doing?
Dude, we're doing great. 33 minutes.
See?
Rona comes in an hour, so we got to get out of here soon. But,
I know.
But what else
Sad.
is new, man? Anything else going on?
Yeah. A lot of craziness.
Yeah.
But
Have you been taking Sam for walks? It's been brutal outside.
so I try to take him out when I can. Like today's a good day for it.
Yeah.
But tomorrow's gonna rain. Yesterday was rain. So when it rains, I pretty much just work in the basement and then I play with him inside. If it's nice out, I take him for a walk. But I found out that there's some weather that he's not in the mood for.
Really?
Yeah, if it's raining hard, he's just like, why is this a thing? He's like, just let me back inside.
Yeah.
So I don't want to torture him through a walk while it's pouring out.
Did you mow your lawn again?
Not yet. Today's a good day for it.
What is it, right diagonal this time?
It's left diagonal.
No, left diagonal was last time.
No. Oh, you're right. So yeah,
I know
right.
I was right.
Okay, first of all, so I had to reorient myself. I could either go right diagonal, but I might do vertical. But I'll probably just go. I'll make the X.
Vertical is a rookie move, but you have to do it.
You got to throw it in.
Yeah, you have to throw it in there.
Yeah, every fourth cut, you got to throw it in.
Yeah, because you got to get the grass. You know,
Right.
If it grows the same way, you're not going to cut it.
Right.
So it's just like shaving. Do you do like left diagonal when you shave?
No.
And right diagonal?
I just go straight rake. I just go straight down and just rake it off my face.
Have you cut yourself recently?
Yeah.
It's the worst pain in the entire world, and it just does not stop bleeding.
It's a sharp. I use a sharp razor. So hashtag not a sponsor. Please sponsor Dollar Shave Club. And
It's time to bring out the sponsors, bro.
right. And they're sharp.
I use Manscaped.
Dude, I would love if they sponsored
Right?
our pod.
It'd be sick. We'll tag them in this episode.
Yeah,
We'll
we
get
should.
it. We'll
We
get it
should.
there.
So
Just start tagging random people like Hugo Boss is tagged in this photo. It's like, Lord, why?
I know. It's I bought this $70 pocket square. You need to sponsor our podcast. But no, the Dollar Shave Club does have solid razors, as does Harry's. But since it's so sharp, when I cut myself, I don't even realize. And then I just bleed for the next 7 hours. So I'm excited to, A, not nick myself, but then B, focus on taking my time and enjoying the shave. Because now we got time.
How do you stop bleeding?
So either I let it go or I wipe it, and then when I have a clean surface, then I'll take toilet paper, which is a premium right now, I understand. Take just like a little corner piece of it, rip it, and then stick it onto the cut, and then let the plasma basically bond with the toilet paper and then seal it.
So you look like a young Grinch just going walking
100%.
around. Nice.
100%.
I use a straight razor, so I almost killed myself the first time I did it. I was literally standing in the bathroom, and I've always wanted to do straight razors because to me it's just, that's like the ultimate man, you know? Like, let me bring out my razor, and you bring out this butterfly knife, and getting ready to shave, and then you're just like going down. And it's just like a very meticulous process. But the first time I shaved, I looked at Gina and I'm like, this might be it. I mean, I'm going right by the jugular here. I'm done. But it's fun. I love straight razoring.
What do you use for shaving cream?
It's like a gel. So just make sure my face is nice and hot, and so like the hair follicles stick up more, and then you just use the razor. I use the disposable razors though, so I'm not leather strapping the blade trying to get it sharper. It's just a replaceable one every time I do it.
Oh, no kidding. I thought you had like a barbershop straight razor.
Well, now they don't even do that. Excuse me. They have replaceable ones. It's a health code now. It's a health violation.
Is it really?
Yeah. Because you have to be, and if any barbers are listening, I don't know how many of you 119 are barbers, but if any barbers are listening, there are, at least the barbers that I've talked to, they require you to replace them every time, just because if you cut somebody and you get blood on them, then you're screwed.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense with like HIV and AIDS. Yeah. Now Corona.
Yeah. So now they do that, and it's just the same one that I have is what they use. But it's difficult, man. It's hard to straight razor.
I wouldn't do that. Like, I would let a pro do it.
You got to really pull your skin to make sure it's nice and tight. Tight like a toiga.
No way.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy.
I'd be flipping out.
I have this weird colic down here, where right underneath my chin, like above my Adam's apple, this grows down, but the rest of my neck grows up. So when I'm razoring, I have to like switch directions there and not kill myself, because if I go up, it'll irritate and then I'll just break out.
Wow.
Hair is so weird.
Very weird.
Were you ever told as a kid, like, if you shave one way, the hair will grow that way? That's not true. Correct. Not true at all. I've been shaving every different way, and it just all comes back the same way. It's such a pain.
I mean, maybe on a microscopic level it looks different, but who knows? Also, I've crushed my glass compared to you.
Jesus Christ. Why are you already done? Oh, my God. Here, have some more, man.
Yeah,
put some droplets.
Give me the booze. I'm not doing droplets. We got to rate this bad
Mike
boy.
is sleeping here tonight.
Yeah.
But 6 feet apart. You can't be in my same bed.
No. Colleen, first of all, I practically live here. I might as well just sleep in your bed at that point. Here. What are you going to do? Spit out the booze?
Probably.
Yeah, that's super quiet for the microphones.
Yeah, really.
So.
Razors. Rona.
No. Comfort food. Colleen is requesting comfort food tonight. Cheat meal of the week.
What is comfort food to her?
Really greasy, terrible food for you.
What is comfort food to you?
Really greasy, terrible food for you. That's why we're getting married.
Dude, that's not comfort food. That's a regular Friday food. I must need a lot of comfort because I'm having wings like 5 times a week over here.
That's what we're getting tonight. We're getting.
Dude, I've lost weight since this thing started.
Really?
Yeah. I'm doing good. It might have been because I shaved my beard and that was probably like 5 pounds right there. So now it's just recouping that 5 pounds.
I'm a disaster.
Are you?
I'm a disaster. I'm a blubbly blob.
Have you been doing push-ups or sit-ups or anything
Nothing.
like that?
No, I did a sit-up to get out of bed every morning.
And then a squat to put myself up to stand up.
100%.
I do 1 leg stand every time I put on pants.
It's really sad. Like, I should do something, but I'm just like, it's Groundhog Day. I'm just not in the mood. I'm really just not in the mood. That's what it comes down to. I'm just not in the mood.
So I think I was talking about this on an episode, or maybe I was telling you personally, but there's this guy that I follow on YouTube. His YouTube channel is AthleanX, and he trained Antonio Brown, so he's probably not the best example, but he just posted a video of at-home workouts that you can do to work out every single part of your body. Like, you can do push-ups to, like, get your back, to get part of your back. Like, if you lay on the ground with your back on the ground, and you have your arms out to the side, and you do, like, a reverse push-up, it's getting your back. And this dude is just great when it comes to like different workouts that target different body parts, and he's shredded out of his face. So every time he does a workout, you can actually see the muscle working and screaming underneath his 0.05 body fat. And he's just a great resource. I watched him the other day, and I started implementing some of that stuff. And like doing a push-ups a certain way, obviously to get your triceps, your pecs, your back, your shoulders, and everything like that. It's really informational. So if anyone wants to go check it out, I mean, he gets millions of views each video. Doesn't need our help, but he's a great resource, and I've been watching him for like 5 years now.
Yeah, I've used him for lower back.
Oh yeah,
specific workouts to alleviate pain, which I don't know if anybody else has this issue. I assume so, but if you've served like I did, or if you've played sports most of your life, you may have lower back problems, and then you need lumbar support when you sleep, yada yada, all that good stuff. Working out your lower back and your core can alleviate a lot of that pain, as will massages and chiropractor visits and things. Once the Rona passes, you can implement those. However, in the meantime, using his videos for lower back exercises, it's incredible the difference that you feel just from certain things. Yeah, I mean, it's like strengthening your core will alleviate a lot of pain that you have in your body in general. And that's why there's certain people that, like him, I'm sure if you asked him off camera, off record, like, how do you feel about different medicines, he'll tell you it's just a body ache, and you can literally alleviate that yourself just by doing specific exercises I'll show you, and then by eating better and I'll show you, and then drinking better and I'll show you. Just because the science backs it up. So I've used him a lot for specific lower back workouts that alleviated a lot of pain, and then it in turn increased my PR for deadlift just because I was strengthening my core in different facets. So for sure, check him out. It's I mean, really, really good content.
There's a lot of things that can be alleviated just by either waiting it out or doing some sort of exercise to help yourself.
Yep.
If you're in pain, not the first thing that you should be doing is going to the doctor and getting medicine for it. Because one, if it is something minor, you're not building any immunity for it. If it's some sort of virus maybe this isn't the best time to talk about it because of Rona, but if you go get some medicine, there's so many medicines that have insanely worse side effects than what you have. So you might as well just like tough it out for a couple days and see if it goes away. People ask why I don't go to the doctor. I don't go to the doctor like at all because I don't want somebody to like give me medicine that I'm going to just die from because of the side effect. Because you hear those commercials like, here's an allergy pill, side effect, death. It's like, whoa, I just sneeze a little bit. Who cares?
Right.
You know? It's crazy what medicine can do to you, and just working out or stretching a certain way can alleviate some of your pains without going through all that. Now, you brought up chiropractors. Do you go to a chiropractor?
I do once a month when I'm allowed. Obviously, the Rona prohibited that, but yeah.
There's this common misconception. Well, I don't know if it's a misconception. I'm hoping that you can help me with this. But does going to a chiropractor make it so you have to go again?
There's two sides to that train of thought. The first is, yes, the point of medicine is that it fixes the problem and you never have to go back. However, there's the one side of medicine where you do go back, and that's chiropractor. So there's a lot of people, not necessarily in the medical field, but there's a lot of people in general that feel like it's the one stem or branch of science and medicine that doesn't work because it makes you go back. The reason why you go back is because you're continuously moving and your body's continuously getting out of whack, which is why you go back to get adjusted. And based off of lifestyle choices you make, exercises you do, if you got in a car accident, things like that, then you'll have to go back and then get adjusted. For me, I go back to get adjusted for preventative maintenance, not because it's reactive maintenance. And when I first went, it was because of a major car accident where I had whiplash, and then I had to get adjusted based off of the injuries that I sustained from the car accident. It was in July 2010. It was a major car accident. I was fine, and it's crazy too, side thought, because I did not wear a seatbelt. I was the only one in the car without a seatbelt, and I was positioned in the car, rear driver in the car. So I was behind the driver's seat when the whole thing went down, and I didn't have a seatbelt. Everybody else did, and I think because I did not have a seatbelt, I sustained less injuries, which is crazy. I understand that. Please wear a seatbelt, but in this one instance, in this one case, I sustained less injuries than most people, or the rest of the people. There were 3 other people in the car. All I did was I literally bear hugged my buddy who was driving the car to the seat. And then at the end of the accident, I ripped the headrest out of the seat. So that was gone. But I was, at the end of the accident, I was literally tense, holding the driver's seat. And then that was the way I was stayed in the car. It was crazy. But anyways, because of that, I had to get my neck and back adjusted. And from there, I just went as a preventative maintenance precautionary thing. And then due to my time in the Army, being dismounted infantry, it was just consistent weight on my hips, on my back, and everything else. My lower back started to get fried. So I would go just to kind of help in different pain mediation and then just to keep myself aligned. And as I exercised and continuously went to the gym on a regular basis, and I'm talking 5 to 6 days a week, regular basis, it wasn't just a quick little half-ass workout.
Right.
A lot of my pain went away, but on top of exercising, my diet was a total 180 from where it is now. You could literally see it in the videos where it was I looked kind of bad, and then I was just getting semi-bigger, toner, semi-bigger, 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 way toner, and then now I'm just a blob, and I'm okay, this sucks. But it's literally
It's so annoying.
But you could see it, and when you see yourself every day,
You can.
right, you can, but I'm sorry, I can, maybe you can't, but it's just there's a literal difference physically and mentally that I notice from where I was a month and a half ago to where I am now. And that's what's frustrating about the Rona for a lot of people. And that's why it's mental health is really important and everything else. But for chiropractors, I've noticed a massive difference specifically in sleep. I've slept better. I always sleep like a rock after I get adjusted. The day I get adjusted, I sleep like a boulder.
Really?
Nothing can wake me up. No, nothing. And then when I wake up the next day, I was like, wow. Okay. And then for the next 2.5, 3 weeks, I'd say 2.5, I feel really, really good. And then 3 to 6 weeks, I'm okay, I got to go back. And then it's just preventative maintenance where I feel like I'm kind of out of works. But the first time I went to the chiropractor, one leg was longer than the other. My hips were all out of whack. My neck was totally kinked, not correct at all. And then he literally just aligned. He cracked my ears, just simple things that you never even hear of. Yeah.
Isn't your ear all cartilage? How do you crack your cartilage?
No, there's bones in there. It's crazy.
Nah, man. I got none in mine.
Oh, you got no bones?
No.
I love it. There's bones in there. You can crack them.
Dude, I don't.
So he would literally grab my ears, pull up.
This is making my whole body twitch. I don't this stuff doesn't bother me, but for some reason when you start talking about cracking bones and my knees especially, if I see a video where someone's knees nailed it, see you later. Can you just make sure we're good?
Yeah, you're good.
If I see a video where someone's knees or their ankles get, the worst thing in the entire world is I watched a horror film where they sliced the back of their Achilles tendon, and I couldn't feel my feet for a week.
The House of Wax?
It's so, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Dude, it hurts so bad just to even think about it. But, I don't know where I was going with this. Those are the parts of my body that are weak. But, they wouldn't crack your ankle. That doesn't make sense. Would they just crack your ankle?
I've never got my ankle cracked. I never asked either, though.
So how did they make your one leg longer? Did they just pull it? Really hard?
No. When I showed up, it was off by
No, I know.
half inch.
How did they fix it?
Oh, yeah. I lay down, and then as I laid down, he did something where he pushed up on my ass cheek and then pulled down on my leg, and then it fixed it.
Jesus Christ.
But so that was the first chiropractor I went to. The second one I went to, I'm still with. I'm very loyal when it comes to hair salons and and then my car. If you've
Three
touched
most
me,
important people in a man's life are his barber, his butcher, and his lover.
100%. I don't screw with those stuff, dude. I'm telling you. So the second person that I went to was a woman, and she's amazing. And we've now reached the point where we're not doctor-patient relationship. We're just friends, and I tell her like it is, and then she tells me like it is, and we just laugh the entire time. It's a riot. She's awesome. So what she does is she doesn't necessarily crack you back into form per se. She'll slide you back into form. So she doesn't jump on my back like a Hungarian, and then I just get all contorted like you would stereotypically think of a chiropractor, she would literally just slide discs back into place, and then there'll be a crack, but it's not painful by any means. The only thing that per se will like crack is when she'll do a single leg over. So I lay. Have you been to a chiropractor ever? No. So they have like a specific table that they use, which is different from a massage table. Have you ever gotten a massage?
No.
Jesus, dude. Can I just expand your horizons in a month and like take you around all these places, force you to watch TV shows? Anyways, so a massage table.
People listening that don't know me are like, "Who is this kid? Why doesn't he do anything?"
I know, they're just a robot. Who's like, I go to work, I eat pizza, I drink whiskey, I go to sleep.
Sounds like a great life, though.
It does. It does. Right. So the massage table is very padded, and then it has like a donut shape for a headrest, and the center of that's open. On a chiropractor table, it'll adjust, rise, lower. It'll do all these crazy contraptions, kind of like a dentist chair, in a sense of like mobility. Mm-hmm. And then as you lay on that, there's like armrests underneath that you can like rest your arms on. And then they'll adjust you based off of whatever they have to do with that table. So in the chiropractic office, what I do is I lay on my side after she cracks my lower back and like slides everything back into place. She's like, okay, give me this side up. I'm like, okay. So then I'll roll over into whatever side is opposite of the side that she wants up, and then she'll cross my leg. So I'm literally doing a single leg over on the side of the table, and then she'll scooch my hips kind of in, and then she'll rest her knee on my knee that's over my body, and then literally kind of like jump down, and then as she presses down, it'll adjust my hips, and it feels so good. It's amazing.
You got to give me the name to this person because I've wanted to go to the chiropractor for so long, but like I just don't want them to put their hands in my neck and be like, "You're good."
Oh yeah, no. So she'll to start every adjustment, she'll just kind of like massage your back and then like make you relaxed, and then she's like, "Okay, just kind of breathe in for me," and you're like, "Okay," and then you breathe in, and then she goes, "Now breathe out," and then as you breathe out, she'll slide you back into place. I've referred a ton of people to her. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm in. Let me know. Because I've wanted to go to one for a very long time now.
They're local. They're like 4 minutes from your house.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. But anyways, long tangent.
Would you ever get have you ever gotten acupuncture? Or cup therapy or whatever?
Cup therapy, no. Acupuncture, I've thought about. My dad is a massage therapist, and he actually used to work with a guy that does acupuncture. I've always been interested in it. Like, I've always wanted to try it. I've never gone under the needle, as they say.
I don't think that's what they're referring to.
No, two totally different industries, but you know what? It's the same thing, sticking everywhere.
Yep.
I'm all about it.
Have you ever seen that show a while ago, 1,000 Ways to Die?
Yeah.
On MTV or whatever it was? That's the stuff that I used to watch instead of, like...
Forensic Files?
Yeah, Forensic Files.
It was on Spike TV.
Oh, that's what it was, Spike TV. But there's this 1,000 Ways to Die, and I don't know why this one has stuck with me for so long, but they stuck him with all these acupuncture needles, and then he started sneezing or something, and then he rolled off the table and landed face down on the floor, and all the needles just went into his body, and he died. So that's where I'm at. So I'm not going to get acupuncture done.
Oh, my God. That's violent.
Yeah.
No kidding.
There's another one where this guy laughed himself to death, where he literally laughed for like 10 hours consecutively, and he never stopped, and his heart just exploded, which is basically how I feel every podcast.
That or anytime I watch Bill Burr.
Yeah, true to the point.
Yeah.
Did you see their most recent podcast?
No. I actually made Colleen watch Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, and Bill Burr cooking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you watch Bert's new Netflix special?
Yes.
Yeah, we just did the other night, and we watched his older one because I love him. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's a riot. He's a riot.
Good times, good times.
Should we rate this?
Yeah, dude. Let's go for it. All right, we got the larceny. I paused like there's a commercial break or something. We'll be right back after these messages. All right, so we got the larceny, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is a weeded bourbon. So what we mean by weeded... And if you tuned into the Hartman's Bourbon Talk, we talked about this. So this is something that next month, if we're still doing it on Zoom, definitely attend because there's a ton of information in there that you can use. It's an amazing, amazing content. But the mash bill for this specific bourbon is 68% corn, which is required for bourbon, more than 51%. 20% wheat, so it's a very high wheated bourbon, and then 12% malted barley. So, label branding. Mike, what do you give it?
A++.
A++. Same. I like that. Again, just because of the name, that it's fully embracing the whole start of this whole distillery, where he would just go in with the keys and steal some larceny, and then the logo is a key and a keyhole. It's just very consistent. I like that stuff. It gives me closure. It doesn't make my brain hurt. Like, I remember Brian Regan's skit a while ago where he's like, I knew a guy who was a roofer and his last name was Fiedler, and then he named the roofing company Fiedler's Roofing Company. It's like, dude, you could have named yourself Fiedler on the roof, you know? But, like, he was so stupid it didn't make it Fiedler's Roofing Company. It would have been the same if this person didn't name it something larceny, you know? Like, you had such a colorful story to get to this point, and you're going to completely abandon it? Like, that's not cool. So I like that. That gives me closure. All right, nose. What are you getting for nose?
Little toffee, little vanilla.
Very, 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 very hint of caramel. Maybe that's the toffee, though, too.
I'm also getting a little butterscotch.
Okay, I can see that. I like that.
This is good. This is good. It's good.
Yeah. Okay.
A++.
A++. Initial taste. Getting like a
Bread. Fresh
yeah,
bread.
like honestly, if you were to put wheat bread in the toaster oven and put butter on it, that's literally what they taste like.
100%. So bread butter.
Wheat bread butter, yeah.
Yeah. Rating?
This is so delicious. A+.
A+.
No, you know what? A check mark. Throw you a little curveball.
I'm okay with that.
A check mark.
I agree.
I agree. Ending notes.
Did I tell you that I said that at work?
No. Let's get through this rating first. Stick around if you want to hear it. Or tune in Monday if you want to hear it.
So bad. I forgot where I was. Basically, in short, somebody asked my opinion, I said my opinion, and then they said, oh, I agree. And then I just verbatim started spitting out, I agree. And they literally looked at me like I was insane. And I'm like, never mind, all's fine. And I just walked away.
Oh my god. All right, ending notes. What do you get on the ending note?
Christ.
Wedding note? Or wedding note.
Wedding?
Ending note. I'm getting, and we talked about this during the bourbon talk. I'm getting like a wet grass on the ending note. That's what I can feel going down.
Wet grass, and I'm also getting caramel.
Wet caramel grass.
Yes. Rating? It's an A for sure. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
A++ check mark.
Sure.
So, white grass and then caramel.
And like, whiskey tastes are so weird. Like the notes that you're picking up, it might not sound appetizing to you. Like wet grass doesn't seem very appetizing to anybody, but
when you
it's
taste
delicious.
it, yeah,
you're gonna be reminded of the wet grass, but it still goes down so delicious. Whiskey's very, very interesting.
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Ooh, this is very good.
Rating. Drop that countdown.
3, 2, 1.
94.
Nice. What is it, Mike?
92.5.
There you go. Look at that. We're making a mathematician out of you. 92.5.
I did good, Derek. I got it.
Gold star for you, Michael.
5 more and I get a wing tonight for dinner.
All right, so tell us about this little work mishap.
Yeah, so somebody asked me at work my opinion on a specific topic. I gave it, and then they gave me their rebuttal, and their rebuttal basically changed my mind and made it way easier. Everything made more sense on the project, and I was like, this is just something we have to go with. So then I said, you know what, I agree. And they're like, I also agree. And then it literally prompted me to just start saying, I agree. It was just a very...
What was their reaction after that?
They stared at me like I was an Asian with
Really?
5 heads. Yeah, they're like, like, are you broken? And I'm like, everything's fine. Okay, ta-ta, bye-bye. And I just walked out of their office because I'm like, I can't be here right now. It was like a Wednesday, too. I was so excited. I was just ready to film.
Oh my gosh.
It happens a lot, man.
That's hilarious.
It happens a lot.
That is very funny. Yeah, I mean, sometimes old habits die hard, you know? That's something that we do every episode. Whether we want to or not, it just comes up.
100%.
All right, well, Michael, this has been episode 30 of the Buffalo Happy Hour. We had today Larceny Small Bash Weeded Bourbon. And next week, we will be having Four Roses High Rye Bourbon. If you attended the whiskey talk with Hartman's Distilling, you'll know that these were the 2 whiskeys that we did with him. So next distilling whiskey talk, be sure to attend because it was a fun time.
I'm stoked.
Go give us a follow on our Facebook page. That's I can't talk right now, I guess. That's where all of our content is posted on Facebook and Instagram at the Buffalo Happy Hour. Go like us and subscribe to us on YouTube. Remember, subscribing is free. It's right here. All you have to do is press that little subscribe button, and then you'll be notified whenever we post, because we post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Pretty regular, too. We're getting good at this, bro. We're very, very consistent. So we post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. We might be changing that, though. I kind of want to change it.
We can do whatever we want.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. now. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But kind of to that, analytics, there's still 50% of you that aren't subscribed that are listening to our podcast.
Blows
every
my
day.
mind. Blows my mind.
So please subscribe to our podcast. It helps us grow. It helps everything grow. It helps Buffalo get more exposure. So please subscribe. And that's pretty much it. Michael, anything else to add?
That's all I got.
This has been episode 30 of the Buffalo Happy Hour, Mike.
I'll see you next week.
Peace.